Alright, so let's talk about the new movement in Chapter 5, Season 1. So unfortunately for me, I've only played about 2 matches in Chapter 5 and that's it. I spent all of yesterday working on videos, so I didn't really get to experience the game that much. With that said, the one game that I actually played all the way through, I 100% noticed the movement, and it felt off, to say the least. But that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So first of all, Fortnite has already acknowledged that people are quite upset about this, and they offered some solutions, so we'll go over that as well. First of all, let's take a look at the blog that they put out yesterday. So this is what it said about the new movement. It says, improved animations. Enjoy smoother gameplay thanks to more fluid and detailed animations. Players on all platforms will experience motion matching and procedural layering in Fortnite Battle Royale. These are features that result in improved animation for things like transitioning from walking to running, changing directions, and using a weapon. So then they showcase this video right here. This is 36 seconds long, and I'll play it for you as I talk over it. So on the left, you can see the old graphics, and on the right is Chapter 5. So you can see that when you go from side to side, or shuffle to the left and the right, I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, yeah, it does look better, but when you're actually playing, it feels just completely different than what we're used to. Even with crouching, it's the same effect. In my limited experience, I felt that I was going diagonal a lot, and it was really throwing me off, and that was in zero builds. I can't even imagine how it feels in builds. Now, one of the most significant changes that people are mad about is this right here. So the guy on the left is jogging, and in Chapter 5, it's a walk. Apparently, it's the same speed from what I read, but it certainly does not feel like it. So then they say, additionally, Fortnite Battle Royale players on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC will experience physics-based animation. With this feature, gliders in action will have more detailed animations. So then they, again, post a video here, 24 seconds in length. So you can see when you sway from side to side in gliding, you get a more fluid animation, I guess you would call that. But they specifically talk about gliders in action, and when they compare these two, okay. The character kind of sways a little smoother, but the glider appears to be about the same as it was before. So those were the only things they mentioned in the blog about movement. That was it. Now, like I said, a lot of people are really upset about the movement. It's throwing off their game, it's making builds feel weird, it's just not an enjoyable experience. So would I go as far to say that it ruined the game? Like I said, I haven't played enough to experience that just yet. I noticed that it was weird, and sometimes it kind of threw me off, but I don't know if it ruined the experience for me. But like I said, I haven't played that many matches yet. So I asked a few of my friends, and they were pretty much all in agreement. So in comparison to previous seasons, they said it felt like walking through mud. So just all around more slow. And that your character sometimes makes movements that don't make sense. And that's what I kind of felt. I was trying to go straight, and it would like pull me diagonal. So most people were saying it's very clumsy and very slow. So after reading the blog, I understand what they were trying to do, but instead of feeling more smooth, it just feels way clumsy, I guess is the best way to describe it. Like I said though, it was trending all over this morning and all over yesterday. People don't like it, they want it reverted, they hate this new change. So just about 10 minutes ago, Fortnite acknowledged this complaint. Here's what they said. Let's talk about movement. To be honest, it took us a few days to get used to it during our playtest too. We want to introduce visual improvements and encourage more strategic decision-making in each moment. Here's what changed. Then they put new animations, so we covered that pretty much in the blog. Run and sprint speed slightly slower, and then in parentheses, but stamina recovers quicker. So right there they acknowledge that everything has been slowed down. The run and the sprint speed are slower than what we're used to. And I think that's a huge thing that people are not really getting used to. But then they claim that stamina recovers quicker, and I didn't really notice that in my limited playthrough, but I guess that's the case. Then they say sideways and backward movements faster, and crouching is slower but stealthier. So not a lot of people crouch to begin with, let alone crouch walk, but apparently they made that slower and somehow stealthier. But the sideways and backwards movement being faster, I don't know. I think that's one of the things that was throwing me off, the sideways movement. Like I said, it felt like I was going diagonal. Then here's what they say next. We're listening to your feedback on this and definitely hear the concerns. In this early stage, we're hoping that you'll consider this update and that it starts to feel natural over time. We're still here with you, and every day we strive to make things better. Thanks for everything. So pretty much what they're saying is, hey, when we play tested this, it was bad at first, but we got used to it and it gets better. That's what they're pretty much saying here. They say, hey, try this out. Don't jump to conclusions on day one. Test it out over several hours, several days, and then report back to us. And if it's still bad, we might make adjustments. That's what I got from that tweet. So at least they're listening. They're not saying, no, we're never changing this. They're saying, we're listening. If it continues to be bad, we'll do something about it. But they want us to try and at least adjust to it, and they tell us that it's a good change. So then they tweeted this out. They said, oh, and advanced mouse and keyboard players may also consider a settings change after the update. The default settings may be colliding with your personal preference. Let us know if this suggestion worked out for you. So I think some of my friends I was playing with yesterday mentioned this. So if you play mouse and keyboard, I guess check your default settings. I don't even know what this tweet means, but hopefully people that play mouse and keyboard do. Now remember, it's not everyone that hates these changes. In fact, the first, 5 posts in response to this were positive, and they're from really big content creators. So the data miner and leaker Hypec says W communication. The data miner and leaker FireMonkey says, not gonna lie, I was completely fine with the changes. Keep up the communication. So that's a positive comment. Happy Power, he says, I personally love the new movement. Those who are stuck on it being, quote, slower, listen, we're all universally way too used to everything being as fast-paced as possible and convenient. This update literally took something mindless and made it more calculated. You will have a more rewarding gaming experience if you have to actually think and succeed. And then Merle says, honestly, it looks and feels generally really nice. I just think the, quote, jog is the issue. It feels slow and makes you jog walk unrealistically when that's what you guys are trying to achieve. The rest feels great. And I kind of agree with Merle there. The jog, what he's talking about is in previous chapters, you could sprint without using your stamina, so it felt like you were running. This season, you can't do that. You kind of power walk. And that's what people are upset about. They're like, hey, I'm not really jogging anymore. I'm walking everywhere, and it feels slow. So just remember that some people like the changes, some people don't like the changes. You can't always please everyone, but Fortnite is listening. Epic Games is not a company that makes a huge change like this and then just leaves you in the dark. They're always watching, they're reading feedback, they're making changes behind the scenes. They know what we want. So if you're freaking out about these changes or you don't like them, give it some time. And if you still don't like it, voice your opinions online and they may change some things. That's what I got from all of this. So I can't wait to play some more matches. I want to get some full games in and see if the movement really is throwing off everyone's game or if it's something that is adaptable. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to work on a few more videos, but I'm also going to try and enjoy Chapter 5 and see if it's as bad as everyone's saying it really is. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about the movement this season? Is it enjoyable? Has it ruined your experience on Fortnite? I'm genuinely curious what all my fans think. So be sure to let me know in the comments. So there you go. That's all there is to it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. A like is always appreciated. And don't forget to use my Support-A-Creator code, which is tabortime.